Leeds are current leaders over in the Championship after a 7-goal thriller this past weekend to go tip at the top of the table, but hot in pursuit is still Sunderland, and breathing down their necks is Sheffield United and Burnley. But who will overtake them this weekend heading into a double match week? We'll talk about that and more next. That's right, folks, back once again with another prediction video today. It's all about match number 17, that's right. Double match week starts right here, and it will be today, that's right. I'm absolutely buzzing, but I'm also very, very late. We'll get into all of that, of course, in a minute. Of course, if you're new, where you been? Smash your subscribe button. You want to shop for Blackburn Rovers, Championship football, world football. We've got it all here under one rooski, that's right. The Borough, that's right. They're up to 5th right now, and they can move within striking distance of the top 2 with the win against my beloved Blackburn Rovers. But will that happen? We'll look at all of that as well in a second, of course. Big shout out to the members, you know who you are. Big shout out to the patrons, you know who you are. And of course, if you're interested in helping the channel out, take a little look down below. That's right, we are back from my little overseas jaunt, which didn't end very well, so we'll kind of gloss over that and get back to the bread and butter, which is making videos. So let's get into it, of course, by reviewing what went on last time around. Alrighty then, folks, here we are with a recap of the results from this past weekend, which we were in England, but we were nowhere near the game. In fact, we were towards Portsmouth. But of course, Rovers were supposed to be taking on Pompey, and the game was postponed. But these are the results right here. And some interesting results. Of course, Plymouth keeping Watford at bay, 2-2 in the end. Burnley, of course, just do the bare minimum, aren't they? Beating Bristol City right now, winning ugly, and of course continuing to keep their dreams alive. Coventry 2, Sheffield United 2, a big point for Coventry. Still no Wiseau, who's going to be the coach over there. A lot of big names banded around. Meanwhile, with the Wednesday, also picked up a draw against Cardiff. Of course, Rovers, Portsmouth postponed. Luton Town with a big win over Hull City, who are in trouble. Millwall and Sunderland with a draw there. Oxford, of course, destroyed by the Borough 6-2 in the end. I went with a 2-0 win, of course. We got that wrong. Meanwhile, Preston 1, Derby 1, we had QPR 1, Stoke 1, West Brom 2, Norwich 2, and of course a 7-goal throw at the bottom there. Swansea 3, Leeds United 4. A lot of draws knocking around, and of course this is what's done to the table. Wow, as you see it, Leeds are on top, but level on points with Sunderland and Sheffield United on 32. The likes of Burnley could overtake them once again this weekend, with West Brom still on the outside looking in, Middlesbrough, Watford, and even Millwall in the reckoning as well. Going down as QPR, as Pompey, as Hull City right now. But of course, the likes of Cardiff, Preston, Plymouth, they ain't out of the woods just yet. Meanwhile, over in the Superbru, it's been a while, hasn't it, guys? It's been a bloody while. But this is the winners of this past weekend. Lewis B, SAFC, that was 17.5 points. Daddy Cool up there, 16.5. Blues on first. He's in third, though, at the moment. Drew Marley's in there as well. And a lot of big names amongst the place. Did I squeeze? I think I just got my my predictions in there, but I don't think I did very well. 6.5 points for me. And of course, another big names in there. So keep it on, keep it going, keep on predicting. This is the current state of play in the overall leaderboard, though. Is KP21 running away with it right now with 171 points. Good 10-point clearance of UK in CA. Lewis B's up there as well. Newton Abbey and Shepherd makes the Power 5. Of course, I'm all the way down to 22nd right now, and I got some interesting names above me in the mixer right there. Where's Philly Pete? He's been holding the fort for me in this past crazy old month. I don't even see. There he is, down into 63rd. He's got to get his act together there, but I'm sure he will. So that's the situation over there. This is the link if you want to get involved. It's still free to enter, of course. Keep on going, keep on predicting, and keep on giving it some each weekend or each match day. Speaking of match days, these are the next. And again, we're still not rocking or recording on full gas right now, so we are not going to do the flyovers once again, but I'm back at my house here. We just touched down from Orlando yesterday, so here we are. It's bright and breezy in the morning. Get these videos out, so let's get cracking with the first one, which will be Burnley against Coventry. So let's get into it. Of course, coming at you over at Turd Moor. That's right, Scotty Parker's Burnley, 58% form for them right now, 4th for the table. Back-to-back wins, though. They're getting the results in, despite being a little bit shitty with the performances and not as flamboyant as some Burnley fans would want. Meanwhile, Coventry on the flip side, they're also on 58% form for them, just one defeat in the last 6, but they're all the way down to 17th right now with still no news news as who's going to be the coach. Will it be Lampard? Will it be Van Nistelrooy? Will it be somebody else? But they have played 22 times since the year 2001. 12 wins for the Six-Fingered Freaks, 6 wins for Coventry, and 4 draws between the two sides. The last time they played, it was a 1-0 win for Burnley at Turnmoor back in January 2023. Burnley are unbeaten against Coventry over the last 5, 3 wins and a couple of draws to boot. Burnley on the back of that 1-0 win over Bristol City makes it back-to-back 1-0 wins. And in fact, 3 clean sheets on the bounce up against the Coventry City side back-to-back, 2-2 draws with them, picking up big points against Sunderland and Sheffield United. Will they complete a trio of heavy hitters there and get another point in the bag? Well, the bookies, they go with Burnley 6-5 for the victory, 9-4 is your Coventry, 23-10 is the draw. I am going with Burnley despite my better judgment. 2-0 winners in the end for the Freakazoids from Lancashire. That's right, Hull City coming at you from up against Sheffield Wednesday, a bit of a Yorkshire affair coming over at the MKM Stadium. Hull with Tim Wagner at the helm at the moment, with 25% form for them right now, all the way down to 15th. They are winless in the last 7. Up against Sheffield Wednesday's Danny Roll boys, they're 15th with 19 points for them, just 1 win in the last 5. They played 23 times since 2004, 11 wins for Hull, 6 wins for Wednesday. There's also been 6 draws between the two sides, and the last time they played was this season in the EFL Cup at Hull at the MKM Stadium. It was a 2-1 win for Sheffield Wednesday, who've got back-to-back wins against Hull, of course, including last season's away trip, or home trip, should we say, for Wednesday. Just back-to-back wins for Wednesday coming into this against Hull. They're coming into this, though, on the back of a winless streak of 2 games as well, drawing with Cardiff last time around, beating Sheffield, losing to Sheffield United last time around, and Hull, oh goodness gracious me, don't even know when their last win was, losing to Luton, losing to West Brom, losing to Oxford, 3 defeats in a row. It's pretty grim stuff for Hull at the moment. But the bookies, they go 11-8 for your Hull, 90-10 your Wednesday, 23-10 is the draw. This one's tight. Don't really fancy Hull to win this one at the moment either. I'm going to go with a 1-0 win for Wednesday to make it 3 wins for Wednesday over Hull in the space of a calendar year. Goodness gracious me. Norwich up against Plymouth. That's right, coming at Carrow Road. Of course, Norwich under Janos Turrup, all the way down to 13th right now, 19 points for them for the season. They are winless in the last 6. They're 25% form up against Plymouth and Wayne Rooney, and they are unbeaten in the last 3, just 1 defeat in the last 5, and they sit 19th with 17 points for them at the moment. They played 10 times, these 2 clubs, since 2005. 5 wins for Norwich, 4 for Plymouth, 1 draw between the two sides. And the last time they played at this venue, it was a 2-1 win for Norwich way back in March 2024. The Canaries are on the back of a 2-2 draw against West Brom. They did have a last win, was against Hull way back in October 2024. That was the last victory, matchday number 9. Up against Plymouth, back-to-back draws, picking up a draw on the road against Derby and then back at home against Watford. Can they get another point or more here against a Canary side that's going through a bit of an injury crisis and just really trying to get some authority back in this league? 20-9 on for the Norwich, 7-2 the draw, 11-2 is your away win. I am going to go with Norwich. Just the 1-0 win. They're not scoring goals, they're not playing with freedom, they are struggling, but I think they should win this one despite all the concerns. Meanwhile, the Blades up against Oxford United coming at you at Bramall Lane. Sheffield United under Chris Wilder looking good, in 3rd right now, 32 points for the campaign, 75% form for them right now, unbeaten in the last 5. Up against Oxford, just 1 win though in the last 6. They have hit a massive slumpy dump right now, 25% form, and of course they are 18th with 17 points for the campaign. They have played 10 times, these 2 clubs, since 1996. 8 wins for Sheffield United, 2 for Oxford, and there's been 0 draws. Right, well. Last time they played, of course, at this venue, was a 2-1 win for Sheffield United back in August 2016. That was in League One. Like I said, Oxford finding it difficult to beat Sheffield United, and they have lost 4 games against them on the road, both home and away. The Blades, though, on the back of a 2-2 draw against Coventry, they're doing their business as well, getting some results done, even if it's not as flamboyant as what they expect. As for Oxford, a couple of a big heavy defeat against Borough at their own place, and also losing the last time they're on the road, 1-0 to Watford. Of course, the odds for this one, we're looking at 29 on is your Sheffield United, 3-31-10 the draw, 6-1 is your away win. Unfortunately, it will be Sheffield United again clicking into gear, 3-0 winners and taking the points. Let's go to the Bet365 Stadium, and it's Stoke up against Preston North End. Nastiest Pegchaglias grinding out some results as of late, sitting in 12th, 20 points for the campaign. They are 50% form for them right now. 1-2 lost to and drawn 2 over the last 6, but they sit, of course, unbeaten in the last 4. Up against Preston, Paul Heckingbottom, down into 20th, 16 points to the name. A lot of Nobber fans are getting a little bit frustrated at the moment under Heckingbottom, who is winless in the last 6. Now, these two clubs have played 25 times since 2002. 6 wins for Stoke, 11 wins for Preston, 8 draws between the two sides. However, the last, maybe the last 6, but definitely the last 5 have gone in favour of the visitors, that's right. So, of course, whenever there's a game at Deepdale, it's gone in favour of Stoke. It's gone a game here at the Bet 365. It's gone in favour of Preston. So, the home side has not won this game since Preston beat Stoke at Deepdale back in August 2019. Of course, Preston on the back of that 1-1 draw against Derby. Stoke drawing with QPR and Millwall in quick succession as well. But the bookies for this, 21-20 is your Stoke, 5-2 the draw, 5-2 is your away win. That's Preston. This is tight. Gonna go with another draw, which doesn't do anybody any favours, especially Preston, who continue to be winless. Meanwhile, Watford up against Bristol City. That's coming over at Vicarage Road. I was just there. Meanwhile, Tom Cleverley's boys are sitting in 7th with 26 points to the name, just 1 defeat in the last 5. They're on 58% form for them right now. Up against Bristol City, on 50% form for them right now. 1-2 lost to and drawn 2. They sit 10th with 22 points. Of course, 29 times they've played since 1993. 10 wins for Watford, 7 wins for Bristol City, and there's been 12 draws between the two sides. Last time they played at this venue was a 4-1 win for Bristol City. Goodness gracious me. That was back in Boxing Day 2023. They had a good campaign against Watford last season, did Bristol City, who, of course, are coming into this on just 1 win in the last 3. That 1 win was against Norwich at Carrow Road. Big win that was. Watford, though, 1-1 lost, 1 draw, 1 over the last 3. Drawing with Plymouth most recently on the weekend. The odds for this one, though, we're looking at Watford 6-5 for the victory, 11-5 is your Bristol City, 12-5 the draw. Going to go with the Hornets here to continue their good uptick of form and get the 3 points in the bag. I think, where are we now? This is the final game coming at you. It's Sunderland against West Brom on Tuesday, November the 26th. That's today. Dropping this video a bit late. Reggie Labree's boys, Sunderland are second. 67% form for them right now. However, winless in 4. They've actually drawn 4 on the spin. Up against Carlos Copperhands, West Bromwich Albion, who are even better than draw specialists, drawing 5 of the last 6. They're on 58% form for them right now. They sit 6th with 26 points in them. They've played each other 38 times since 1993. 14 wins for Sunderland, 13 wins for West Brom. There's been 11 draws between the two sides, and the last time they played at Stadium Light was a 2-1 win for Sunderland back in December 2023. Sunderland have won 3 in the bouts against West Brom, of course both home and away, but they're coming into this on the back of successive draws against QPR, Preston, Coventry and now Millwall. Of course, as for West Brom, drawing with the likes of Norwich, Burnley, Luton, Cardiff, Rovers. The list goes on and on. The odds for this one, though, 11-8 is your Sunderland, 12-5 is the draw, 90-10 is, of course, your away win. Does it smell like another draw? Because these draw kings are all over the place. I am going with it, guys. I'm going to go with another draw here. 2-2. They have to end somewhere. But, of course, will they end right here? Next up, we head over to Elland Road as Leeds United take on Luton in the Battle of the L's, coming at you on Wednesday, November the 27th. That's right, Leeds under Daniel Farker. They are top of the bloody pops right now, 32 points for the name, just 1 defeat in the last 6, 75% form for them right now. Rob Edwards, with Luton Town up to 16th right now, slowly but surely getting things back in track, just 1 defeat now in the last 4. They're on 42% form for them at the moment. They've played 9 times, these two clubs, since 2005. 5 wins for Leeds, 1 win for Luton, and there's been 3 draws between the two sides. And the last draw was, in fact, the last match. That was at Elland Road back in June 2020. Of course, Leeds are unbeaten against Luton over the last 6, picking up 4 wins and a couple of draws. Luton, though, on the back of that 1-0 win over Hull, giving themselves a bit of momentum. Of course, Hull struggling at the moment down the foot of the table. Meanwhile, Leeds picking up a big 7-0 throw against Swansea. And never say die, Swansea, but Leeds got the upper hand in the end. The odds for this one, though, we're looking at what we are looking at here. We're 21-20. 21-50, sorry, is your Leeds. 7-1 is your Luton. 16-5 is the draw. I'm going to go with Leeds here. Of course, they are something else, especially at Elland Road. 3-1 win. It's time to take Leeds serious here as contenders for not only the automatics, but of course the title itself. Let's go to Wales. That's right, Cardiff up against QPR, coming at you at the Cardiff City Stadium. Maritza is still there. He's on 50% form for them right now at the moment. That's 1-2 lost to and drawn to over the last 6. However, winless in the last 3. They sit 21st with 16 points points to the name up against QPR under Marty Cufientes is all the way down there to 24th with 11 points to the name. However, picking up 4 draws at the last 6. Now, they played 33 times since 2002, 10 wins for Cardiff, 17 for QPR, 6 draws, of course, between the two clubs. Last time they played in Wales, it was a 2-1 win for Cardiff, with the home side winning just once of the last 6 matches. That was, of course, when QPR beat Cardiff at Loftus Road back in October 2022. Cardiff on the back of that draw against Sheffield Wednesday. QPR on the back of that Stoke draw on the weekend at home. The odds here, 2019 on is your Cardiff 5-2, the draw 30-5 is your away win. Another tight one here. Could go either way, but I'm going to back Cardiff here, 2 to win, because Cardiff can be very intimidating at home, especially on a cold night in Wales. Then we go to the game of the day, and I will be back, I believe, in the hot seat as Middlesbrough take on the Blackburn Rovers side, who should be well rested, of course, following on the postponement on the weekend. Borough against Rovers at the Riverside, of course, played 43 times since 1995, 11 wins for Middlesbrough, 17 wins for Rovers, 15 draws, of course. The Borough are 5th, 27 points to the name, just 1 defeat in the last 6. Up against Blackburn, just 1 win in the last 5. They're 42% form for them right now. They sit 9th, 22 points to the name as well. Now, their last 6 games, of course, it's pretty pleasurable for Blackburn Rovers, and just 1 defeat in the last 6. That's when Middlesbrough beat Blackburn at Ewood back on the 29th of 2022. The last 3 at the Riverside, Rovers are unbeaten, picking up a couple of draws and a win. So it has been said and quoted by many Rovers fans that we are a bit of a bogey side for the Borough. Can that bogey streak continue this time at a Wednesday night at the northeast there? But Borough, though, scoring 11 goals in the last 3 games. They open it up a little bit more. They've scored 15 goals in the last 3 matches, both home and away. So pretty criminal stuff. Rovers' last match was against Cardiff, 3-1 winners for Rovers pre-international break. So they are well rested. Not just rested, but they are well rested. Of course, looking ahead to this one, the bookies, 2-1 on is your Borough, 5-1 is your Rovers, 6-5 is your draw. Now, the most common person out there, or the third eye, or the unbiased party, will probably go with the Borough victory, and that's probably the right thing to do. But somewhere deep inside me, I found a spark, a hole, a brightness, Asia light coming on through. I'm going to give a Rovers 1-1 here, and that will be the result of the fixture list right here. I'm going to go with a Rovers draw against Borough. Take that, Carrick and co. Let's go to Pompey, also well rested as well, taking on Millwall down at Fratton Park. That's right, John Mousinho's boys, 23rd in the table, up against Millwall and Neil Harris, who is sitting in 8th. 24 points to the name at Fratton Park. 16 times they have played since 1993. 5 wins for Pompey, 6 for Millwall. 5 draws, of course, between the two sides. Portsmouth on the back of a just 1 win in the last 5. Last played Millwall this season at Fratton Park, losing 1-0 in the EFL Cup. The last time they played in the league at this very venue was also a 1-0 win for Millwall, who've got a good record against Portsmouth over the last 6 matches, just losing once. Portsmouth on the back of that 3-1 win over Preston at Fratton Park. That was, of course, before the international break. Millwall drawing with Sunderland, of course, this past week. And the odds for this one then, 21-10 is your Portsmouth, 9-4 the draw, 13-10 is your Millwall. Going to go with Pompey here. 2-1 winners, despite my better judgment. I think they're a different side now, and it might have worked in our favour, that postponement, because I just thought Pompey would be kind of coming in with their tails up. So now they'll take out that frustration on Millwall, and they'll get the W, and their season can finally begin. Then let's go Derby. Let's go Swansea, coming at you at Pride Park, 27th of November. That's our Wednesday. Paul Warne's Derby, 50% form for them right now. They sit 11th with 20 points to the name. 1-1 lost, 1 drawn. 4, of course, over the last 6. Swansea with Luke Williams at the helm. 2 wins in the last 6 games. They're 42% form. They're 14th in the table with 19 points. They played each other 14 times since 2008, 4 wins apiece and 6 draws. And of course, speaking of draws, last time they played at Pride Park back in October 2021, it was a draw, 0-0. It was Derby on the back of draws against Preston and Plymouth. Beating Coventry as well on the road in succession there. Swansea losing to Burnley and Leeds in quick succession. But they are heavy hitters. The odds is 7-5 is Derby, 9-5 is Swansea, 12-5 is the draw. I think I'm going to go with Derby here. Yep, 2-1 winners. They take it to the house. Oh yes, to the house. That's what my predictions are. Don't forget to get your own predictions in as well. Use the link that was in the video earlier. But of course, until then, subscribe, smash like. Sorry I'm late, but we're back now in the US. My trips are done for a good chunk of time, and now it's all plain sailing to a crazy Enter 24. Hopefully you're there with me. Until then, I'm done.